Greetings, beloved. Welcome to yet another interesting episode of Lutsandro Ekaya, Love at Home. So today we are in Pretoria. And we have another couple that I love so much. You know, these guys, they love each other. How are you, doctors? These are doctors, by the way, ne?
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Nqeketo, ninjani? Siyaphila nathi. Hi, tell us the story.
Who proposed the other? Who first had the crush?
We are Africans, eh?
Oh yes, oh yes, I like that one. We are Africans.
That's us to tell the whole story.
Yes.
Who is the culprit here?
Oh yes.
Basically, I initiated this whole journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So I proposed to my wife. Yeah.
So what is it that led you to propose Sithembile?
Well, our journey is actually started in Porto.
Okay.
We met in Porto, one of the Portos. We colleagues, we work together.
Okay.
And then from time to time, on weekly basis, basically, we'll meet and then we'll give a program weekly update.
Okay.
And then the whole journey started from there because of my observation. I kind of like the way she used to come across in boardrooms.
Okay.
When she's actually presenting.
Wow.
And as a scholar, I kind of listened to this lady. She always impressed me.
Wow.
How she's coming across. So basically, it was influenced by the intelligence. So I kind of like her intellectual input.
Wow.
So that's where this whole thing started. As a scholar, I kind of like somebody whom I can engage on certain issues of different aspects of life, or different aspects of work,
Wow.
professional and otherwise. That's where it all started.
Wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you mind sharing with us the exact words you told her?
Yeah, well, even if they might not be exact the way I actually expressed myself at the time, but as I've said, I felt like I needed to know her outside the boardroom environment.
Yes.
The social aspect of life. Then I did what all the intelligent men does. I invited her for a coffee or tea out.
Wow.
We went to a particular restaurant. We started engaging socially. I found it to be solid actually in terms of both socially and academically. I felt like in so many senses balanced. It's kind of coming from a solid family. So I did not propose as in like in that way, the traditional way, you know what I mean. We started talking about the likes and started talking about life in general. We started talking about I was probably more specifically about her attitude on marriage and stuff. And then I figured out that she's actually not far from the very concept of marriage. It's one of the things that we talked around with, and she was open to it. Then I started opening up about my own personal interest, and also trying to show that I'm also not far from the idea of marriage. But there were certain things that were actually bothering me because she know one side of me, and which is like the boardroom kind of, and the professional side of me. I wanted, there was a reality that she did not know about me, and I wanted to push her to that reality. So that if she kind of agrees with the whole concept, she must know it comes with a package. Well, I'm coming from a very humble beginnings.
Oh yes.
All the way from Eastern Cape. Coming from a very disadvantaged background. Put it that way. We were struggling at home. My family were struggling. And I wanted her to know that, because sometimes we see people as ready-made people. We don't know what they went through in life, and we
Yeah.
get disappointed.
Okay.
So I wanted to expose to that reality, that the Ayanda that he sees professionally and in a boardroom did not just live and become like this. Coming from a particular family. And it's a package. If he says yes to me, you are actually saying yes to that family.
Yeah.
So you need to know what you are getting yourself. So I invited her for a long drive. It took about 12 hours drive. Was 12 hours? Yeah, we
Okay.
all the way from and then in that 12 hours, I was dancing around the idea of dating a poor man. And trying to probe. Because I already figured out that she's kind of coming from a certain family and my family. So those two families could be, at times, if we were to focus on them, we might not really get, maybe we might not like each other. Basically. So I was dancing around that, trying to get her to understand that. If she get to know the other side of me,
Yeah.
she might not be interested in this whole thing. So we went home, then we came back. I was working in Swaziland back then. So we came back, I went for Christmas break. I left here in Swaziland. Then when I came from Christmas break, I already informed my family that I actually met someone. And I think there's potential.
Yeah.
So I came back, engaging, continued. I informed her that I've already briefed my family about her.
Aye, but Doc, tell me something. Do you remember the dates? When was this?
Okay, we probably first met around October in the boardroom, as he has said.
Yeah.
And then probably November.
Yeah.
That's when he actually asked one of my colleagues
Yeah.
to ask me if I could share, if he could get my number. And I had no idea, because I mean, like he said, we were a boardroom kind of people.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just one of those work related things. I'm like, no, sure, please give Ayanda my number. It's okay. So she gave him my number. Then he called. We went out for tea, as he has already explained. And I think the part about the proposal. So I was 30 at the time.
Okay.
And for 30, you always think, I'm old, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I was starting to think, maybe I'm one of those people that are not meant to get married. I'm at 30, you know?
Oh yes.
I was at that point where I was now entertaining that thought to say, you know what, God, as much as I like the Institute of Marriage, if I'm not one of those people, I want to be okay with it. I want to be happy. I want to live a fulfilling life as a single woman.
Yeah.
And if I'm one of those, can I be okay with it? Prepare me accordingly. And yet, at the same time, if I'm one of those who you've chosen to be in the Institute of Marriage, again, I need you to show me something. Something happened. Something need to happen. I was 30, turning 31 when I met him.
Okay.
So when he eventually called me out for tea, we went, we sat, and we, like he said, we spoke for probably 2 hours, just social life and thoughts, visions, values, and things like that. And at the end, then he starts to bring up this subject, like the reason why he's actually called me. It's because he's been observing me and all of those things, and like he says, he started speaking those things, the kind of language in that direction. And being me in that state of mind that I've just told you, I was quick to say, why? You are South African and Swazi. You could be wanting somebody just to spend time with while you are here. Or you could be wanting long term. And I was like, I'm not girlfriend material. I want somebody who has a vision for investment in a relationship. I want longer term, and I'm not saying let's get married today and now, But I'm saying when I engage in a relationship, I want somebody who has long-term goals and visions about that relationship. I was very clear because I was like, if you are here just because you want somebody to keep you company while you are here, then I'm not the girl for you. Yes, I was very blunt. I'm not the girl for you.
Yeah.
So, but if you want, if you have visions and goals, then we can continue the conversation. His response was yes. He had already acquired his masters. And he was saying he had got the education level that he had aimed for, so he's very happy to. Now he wants to balance it with his social life. So I'm like, okay, let's continue. Then we can see how far we go. And I said, because I don't want to waste time. I don't want to delay myself. So let's give it a try for a month and see how things go. And then his response was, why are you giving me 1 month now? Didn't you say you want long term? Didn't you just say you want long term? Yes. So if we're in it, I'm in it for long term. So when so at the end of the conversation, long story short, we stood up there knowing that we have a long-term goal and vision. So when he went home in December, as he traditionally does or we still do, he comes back and tells me he called his family and told him he's found a wife. And that April of that month, of that year, the following year, that's 2010, his family was coming to pay lobola.
Wow.
So we set in November, means November, December, January, February, March, April.
Yeah.
The family came for lobola. Yes.
Wow.
So that's how the journey started. So there was no kneel down, really. It was like, let's go for it. Let's give it our best and go for it.
Yes, I'm so glad you were open with each other from the beginning.
Yes.
So, how did you respond when you got to know about his background?
Fortunately, how do I say? I come from a middle class family. I grew up in Babane myself, and then, but I had the advantage of having parents who came also from humble backgrounds.
Okay.
And they had always exposed us to those two types of lives, kind of lives. So my father comes from Emangayane, which is our home, and then my mother comes from Ekeben. So we would always frequent our grandmother's place. So that kind of environment was not new to me, even though I grew up in town.
Okay.
So when I met his family, I want to assume I easily gelled in, identified, and it's a life I knew about. So it wasn't very difficult for me to transition in and out of the different environments.
Then you tend to wonder why most of the men hide their backgrounds and pretend as if they own flashy cars, they own this and that. It's nice just to be open with each other from the beginning. And what was your response when he first proposed you? Were you just like, I'm okay with it? Or at first you rejected him or what?
No, I didn't play hard to get.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
I did not play hard to get, like I was saying, that as soon as he started saying what he feels, what are his intentions, my quick response was, what is your plan?
Okay.
What do you want in life? What's your vision? So once he responded to that, I saw him as somebody who has vision, has long-term goals, and that's what I wanted. Because I was at the point where if I'm not for marriage, I want to start to talk to myself about it. God help me, and I just stay whole as a single woman.
Wow.
So I didn't want to waste time courting and knowing that there is no long-term goal and vision. So my answer was, let's give it our best and see where it takes us.
Wow. And for how long have you been married?
Will be 12 years.
Wow. Wow.
12 years. It's a miracle.
Time flies. So, Dr. Babe Nqeketo, tell us what has been keeping you together for this long in the marriage for 12 years.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's because we basically our love for each other was based on something that does not expire. because it was informed, as I said earlier, by our intellectual connection between the two of us. And that's permanent. So we can go on and on. And my wife and I, we engaged. We engage in different subjects. We kind of discuss, debate, agree, disagree on all different subjects and different aspects of life. We can pull any topic. We just go for it and we engage and we differ, we agree intellectually. So even right now, even if we're watching television, we comment on issues. Yeah, we talk about them. She tells me how she feels. She tells me what she thinks. I tell her how I feel. I tell her how I think. And it's that kind of engagement in every daily life developments. We talk about everything. And I like the way she engages and even challenges my thinking, and she challenges even the way I see things. And sometimes it helps me to become a better person. Because I don't have that one world view of things. So we also engage particularly on issues of cultural evolution. I'm open to those ideas. We talk about history. We talk about how history and modern meet, how these two are supposed to be integrated. That's our daily discussions. So this is what is keeping us this long. We keep it live. We're enjoying this with each other because our love is based on something that don't expire.
Sithembile, what advice would you like to give to other couples watching this video?
Advising. I think, I believe when you go into marriage, you must go home. You must know yourself and be comfortable with yourself and accept yourself. Don't go because you want somebody to complete you, either physically, economically, emotionally. Go in there with your 100% self. So that you don't lose your identity, because as soon as you lose your identity, then you are no longer you. And it also allows you to accept the person you are marrying as the 100% whole person, uniquely as they are. So for me it would be that, be solid, know yourself, have your visions, have your goals. Some goals will come together, will be complementary, but some goals are for you alone, and you must be able to stand them and pave your path towards whatever it is you aim to achieve in life.
Dr. Ayanda, there are also young people that are contemplating marriage. Do you have any message for them?
I think people are contemplating marriage.
Do you think it's worth for them to get into marriage, or they should stay away from marriage?
Well, I think marriage is a God-given
Institute.
it's a God-given institute.
Yes.
And if as my wife said earlier on, if God identified you as that material, go for it. Go for it. And but people, they need to go to marriage as a whole.
Oh,
You need to go there complete. You have to be complete yourself first. You don't want to go to marriage to be maybe with certain aspects that are lacking. You want somebody else to complete those aspects for you. No, go there as 100% you, so that you can meet, you can complement each other. So I think marriage is beautiful. Marriage is nice. Marriage is nice. I would encourage young people to really find themselves first, who they are, so that they can know exactly what they want in life. But marriage is really beautiful.
Amen.
Sithembile, can you tell us something that you like about Ayanda?
What I like about Ayanda is he's trustworthy. He's somebody I really trust. Yes. Despite our differences, I think at the bottom line is I trust him. Also, I know he loves me in his different ways. in his way. We are very different. Him being a woman, him being a man, me being Swazi, him being Xhosa.
Yes, you see.
You know, and the background also counts. So despite sometimes it displays love his way and I don't get it.
Yeah.
But over the years, I've just learned that is who he is, you know, and I have to accept it. The way he displays his love towards me is his unique way of doing it, and I'm trying to learn it every day. I also love that he has taught me to be more of a social person.
Oh yeah.
He's very social compared to me.
Okay.
When we have hosts or guests in our home,
Yeah.
he's the one who takes the lead because he knows how to handle and deal with people. And I love that whatever your background is, whether it's a professional background, academic, humble, you know, he's just an inclusive person. He knows how to deal with the people better than I do. I'm a homebound person. I'm happy to be home with my close-knit family, and then I only take in a few friends and I'm okay with that. It's just me, the way I am. But he has taught me to open up and open up to more people and socialize, and he leads that department in the family. So he's really taught me how to engage, because I love people, but sometimes your character just is not that character.
True.
Not that high five character. So he's taught me. I've learned that to interact with a broader range of people through him. So yeah, I really like that he's taught me that, and I continue to learn it on a daily basis.
Wow.
And he lets me be.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that's the other thing. He lets me be. He doesn't try to change me. Like I said, in other aspects, we are very different.
Yes.
But he will never make me conform to what he thinks or translates. He lets me be.
Amen.
So yeah, so I really appreciate that. He doesn't try to change me. I'm just who I am. Yes.
Wow, that's good. Dr. Ayanda, what do you like about Sithembile?
Well, I think I like the fact that she sees herself, and the fact that she's very flexible. And for me, I'm traumatized with poverty.
Okay.
Poverty traumatized me. As such, I respect poverty.
Yeah.
And I respect people. I love people. My love for people is informed by so many other things. So the reason why I love her this much is because of her flexibility. As I've earlier indicated, she's coming from a very stable family, stable in all aspects of life. And I'm coming from humble beginnings, but the way she embraced my family, the way she connects with my mother, is amazing. When they are sitting together, you really think that these are two doctors engaging. But my mother she's less educated, but they connect. They talk about things.
Wow.
So she knows how to wear different caps and change them with dignity. She knows when to be a doctor. She knows when to be a person. She knows when to be a magoti. She wears all those different caps and changes them with dignity. So I love that about her. At home we don't have a doctor. We have magoti. Professional doctor. And with friends, we are just like friends. So she knows how to maneuver and change her caps according to different circumstances. That's what I love about her, that kind of flexibility. It's difficult when you have somebody who's very solid in what she believes in, regardless of the circumstances. So for her, I'm not. When she's home, she connects with my mother. I'm not even there. But I'm mindful of the fact that she's not herself. And most of the time, I frequent in kitchens and try to figure out how is she doing. Because sometimes she will miss certain things, she will not understand. So I always
Okay.
go and check.
Oh.
Are you still okay? Are you still okay? I facilitate that kind of integration between her and the Xhosa people. Because certain expectations and certain understanding. The Xhosa people are very kind of rigid people. The only thing they know, the only thing they see, they see Xhosa. So I'm trying to say to them, look, we are liberal. So we are in an intercultural marriage. So certain things have to be coordinated as such,
Oh, yes.
so that you have a smooth life, that smooth kind of transaction.
Amen and amen. Ah, this is just beautiful. There you are, friends. 12 years of love. Ah, may the good Lord bless you, Nqeketo. Now, in conclusion, please, there's this part that I like very much. You know, I've said it in the beginning. You know, I just appreciate the way you love each other as a couple. May the good Lord bless you for that. So I'll ask Ayanda at this moment. Ayanda, may you kiss the bride. You know, that's the part that I like very, very, very much. So if we finish this one without that part, she goes here. So I'll ask Ayanda to kiss the bride.
No, I think I'm really comfortable.
Amen.
And with time, you know, I demonstrate the love the best way I know how.
Amen.
But I get to know that that's part of the package.
Hallelujah. Amen. Oh, thank you so very much. May the good Lord continue blessing you. Amen.
Thank you.